work sessions. A, environmental stewardship update. Mr. Bowles.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Dr. Casey. As you might remember, last month we had a presentation on the update to Chapter 9 of the Comprehensive Plan, talking about environmental stewardship efforts. So as a continuation this month, we have some additional content. Before I get started, though, I want to introduce a few folks that are with us today. Gregory Powers and Avis Bennett with James River Soil and Water District. Thank you for being here. I believe Callie Moyers with the district is also here. Thank you. Howard Nestor, I saw Howard. There's Howard, president of Chesterfield Farm Bureau. Thank you, Howard. Kim Hines with CVWMA. And I'm sure I'm missing some folks, so if the presenters will fill in any gaps, I'd appreciate it. But today we've got several presenters for you. Morris White with Cooperative Extension, Brianna Morring, again from James River Soil and Water, Diaz Tompkins with the Farm Bureau will be talking about the Young Farmers Program, and then John Neal will fill in the end with some discussion about some new programming. So without further ado, I'm going to step aside and let them get started. Morris will be going first, and then Brianna, Diaz, and John. Thank you.
All right, good afternoon. I'm excited to be here today to tell you more about what's happening with Virginia Cooperative Extension here in Chesterfield. I am Morris White. I am the Northeast District Director. So I'm covering from Chesterfield over to Matthews County up to Loudoun. That's about 25 counties that I represent, but I'm really excited about Chesterfield because this is where I live. So it gives me an opportunity as well to serve as the interim unit coordinator as we go through some changes. This has allowed me an opportunity to come into the office at least about once a week to make sure that everything is going well as we go through some changes that we've had put in place to make sure that it doesn't impact the community, but behind the scenes that we're able to operate a little bit more efficiently. So behind me, we have some special guests with us as well to help make it happen. I always say this is where the magic happens. We have some of our volunteers, our Extension Master Gardeners, and we also have our Agricultural and Extension Natural Resources Extension Agent, Sarah Siegford, with us today as well. So glad to have our team with us. At first, I want to say thank you for your support as Chesterfield County. Thank you for the support that you all provide us to be able to do the work that we do on a daily basis. It has been an awesome partnership working with Parks and Recreation. And I think you'll be able to see that today as I share more information about what's taking place with Cooperative Extension. Give you a little background history. We are a partnership between the two land-grant universities here in the state of Virginia, Virginia State University and Virginia Tech. And we work with the local governments to provide Virginia Cooperative Extension. And that's why I'm working with those 25 different counties as the Northeast District Director. And some of the programs that we offer programming in the areas of agriculture, family and consumer sciences, community viability, and 4-H youth development. Most people know about our 4-H program, but we're covering all these program areas as we're working with different people throughout different communities across the country. So in Chesterfield, this is our new organizational chart of what's happening in Chesterfield County. I will tell you that the gold stars mean that there are new employees. So we have 3 new employees on our team, and we have Sylvia Lovelace, who's our new administrative fiscal assistant. So as you walk into our extension office, she will be there to greet you. We're really excited to have her on our team. Awesome new employee that we just recruited, excited to have her on our team. Also, we have a new volunteer coordinator, Danny Lovegood, who works with all of our volunteers. Our Master Gardeners happen to be our largest volunteer base, but we still have like 4-H volunteers, Master Naturalists, and different volunteers that just help out in general with the programming that we do. And then last but not least, we just recently hired a 4-H extension agent by the name of Chandler Burwell. And Chandler is actually at Virginia Tech this week at Virginia Tech's 4-H Congress. So I'm going to go in first and tell you a little bit about our Extension Master Gardeners and the work that they do, and tell you what their 2024 look like. They are awesome when it comes to volunteer service. 155 volunteers contributed 13,000 hours of service, which equaled about $461,693 in value. And that's based on Virginia's volunteer rate. So we have a rate that we use to say, hey, if they were an employee, this is what we will pay them to help us get those rates. And also, this was equivalent to 7 full-time staff members. I'm always getting asked questions like, how could you all impact 60,000 people with a staff of 4 or 5? But it's the volunteers and our train-the-trainer program and format that we have where we're able to expand and reach more people. Also, with the community reach and education, 708 public horticulture inquiries were answered. That's a 21% increase for this year. Lots of people are calling into the office, and they're speaking to our master gardeners during the day, as Sierra and our extension agents may be out at workshops, conferences, learning new things, or helping our citizens. We have our volunteers that are there as well that are answering the questions of, hey, what's going on with my plants? What's this insect in my yard that I just found? And they provide that through the help at the help desk that we have in our office. And also, if you were to stop by, you could still also ask them questions as well. Also, with their environmental and public space stewardship, as you approach our office, you'll notice that we have a demonstration garden right to the side of our office. They maintain that demonstration garden, and it's exciting because you can go out there and learn about our native plants to the area, which you can take back to your house and your community. So it's really an awesome site. They manage our beehive, our chicken coop, composting station, and rain barrels. And to be honest, I told you I live here. This has become a, hey, let me show you what I do. As people come visit me, we drive up here on Saturday and Sunday, and we look at the Chesterfield Extension office. They also have a youth garden, library gardens, and veterans outreach garden that we have at the office, which has been very beneficial. This year we had 25 new master gardeners. So every year we have a new class. This is a college level course worth 3 credits. So they're going through an extensive course to be able to help serve and provide knowledge to people as they come into the office to ask these questions. We've leveraged our partnerships with a $66,000 project in landscape improvements with Parks and Recreation. And we collaborate with Farm Bureau, James River Soil and Water Conservation District, Central Library, and many more others as we partner to make this work. And so also every hour of extension staff supports 89 hours of volunteer service, which is why it's important that we have that volunteer coordinator who's able to work with all the different volunteers, sign them up for different projects, and also work with the partnerships that we have in place. So at this time, I want to say thank you to the Master Gardeners who are behind me and the work that they do. And they're just doing a phenomenal job. So thank you for being here, and thank you. I also want to tell you a little bit about our 4-H program. So thankfully, it was not this week, but last week we were at 4-H camp. We had storms, but we were at 4-H camp. And I always say as well, this is where the magic of 4-H happens. It's really exciting. We had the opportunity to take over 140 campers from Chesterfield to 4-H camp. Chesterfield camps alone. Most other localities are camping with 2 or 3 people to make that number of 140. Where it's awesome that we're able to take that group to camp and give them the experience of 4-H camp. Well, this year was something was a little different. We were able to provide scholarships, 15 scholarships, the first time 4-Hers going to 4-H camp to experience 4-H camp. And this was made possible through partnerships and collaborations. So one partnership that happened was with Stuart Broth with Parks and Recreation Commission in partnership with CFIT Community, and multiple Parks and Rec Commissioners members donated personal donations to make this happen. They were able to provide 2 charter buses where we had buses to take the youth to 4-H camp, which this was a big help to get them there. It was exciting. I ran check-in as they came in, checked in bus 1, And they would come up and check in, and they would just get so excited. We're riding to Jamestown. One of the kids said, "Mr. White, have you ever been to 4-H camp?" I mean, they were just so excited to get there and experience going to 4-H camp for the week. We had the opportunity as well, as you see in the bottom picture to the left. Marley and our team here with Parks and Recreation and some of our supporters to actually go down and experience camp for a half a day. And so that was really exciting to see exactly what was happening and where these funds went to actually go support. At the top right-hand corner, you will see a picture with someone with a hat on, and that is our new 4-H agent that we just hired, Chandler. And so Chandler was a Parks and Recreation employee who came over to work with us in 4-H at Virginia Cooperative Extension, so we're excited to have her. And the other picture is lunchtime with 140 youth, their first day checking in, first lunch as they arrive to 4-H camp, starting to make new friends. So again, I just want to say thank you to Parks and Recreation for your partnership and support. I do have a token today that I want to give you to say thank you, to show our appreciation to you. And so Neil and Marley, if you would come forward. I just want to say thank you and present you all with this award. Thank you for your partnership and the service that you all provide to us for Virginia Cooperative Extension. Thank you.
Thank you all for your support that allows us to do it, and a particular shout out. Thank you to the board for supporting us to allow the support through them, and then the initiative that the Park Commission championed to provide those scholarships was tremendous. So we look forward to even better outcome next year in terms of campership. So thank you.
I just want to say how proud I am of my prac person, Stuart Broth, who is a very, you never know that he's 85 years old. Yeah. And he is just an amazing, wonderful person, and took this on, the getting donations and sleeping bags. And it's awesome that those kids were able to go and experience that. So thank you.
All right, are we ready? All right, let me move it closer. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brianna Morring. I'm the district manager with the James River Soil and Water Conservation District. Thank you guys so much for having us here today to speak with you. I'm really excited to share the conservation work we've been doing here in Chesterfield County. I will be moving this. All right, so there we go. Okay. So how do we support clean water in Chesterfield? As more roads, parking lots, and buildings pop up where forests and fields used to be, rain doesn't really have anywhere to soak into the ground. And so instead it's running off these surfaces, collecting oil, trash, dirt, and it's going straight into our local rivers and streams. This kind of pollution is called non-point source pollution. Our programs focus on protecting and improving local water quality by tackling that non-point source pollution. And we help the community implement conservation practices. So these are some of the examples of non-point source pollution we find. All right. I'll give you just a little bit of history about who we are and how we operate. Soil and water conservation districts were originally established in the 1930s during the Dust Bowl era to tackle those local soil and water conservation issues. The James River Soil and Water Conservation District was established on September 26, 1940. We were originally covering 3 counties, including Henrico. In 1975, Henrico split off, and now Chesterfield and Prince George make up the current James River Soil and Water District. Districts are locally led and non-regulatory. This means that we do not enforce laws, we support our community. We're funded by both the state through the Department of Conservation and Recreation and our local governments. And we offer programs that provide financial and technical help to Chesterfield and Prince George residents who want to protect and improve those natural resources in our area. Okay, there we go. All right. So we are a small but mighty staff of 4. As the district manager, I oversee our operations, finances, and administration of our programs. Joseph Gertis is our conservation specialist. He runs our agricultural programs and works closely with local farmers. Ann Devine is our conservation technician. She leads our suburban conservation programs, helping homeowners and businesses protect their natural resources. And Callie Moyers is our education outreach coordinator. She brings hands-on environmental education to students and adults throughout the district. Say hi, Callie. She's back there. We're guided by a 6-member board of directors. 2 are elected from each county, and we have 2 appointed directors as well. We're joined today by Avis Bennett and Greg Powers. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We also have associate directors, including Marley here. She, from Parks and Rec, she's very supportive of our mission in Chesterfield, and we're so grateful to have her. Sierra Seekford with Cooperative Extension is also one of our associate directors. Our board meetings are open to the public, and we welcome anyone who wants to attend. If you guys want any more information, please let me know. So how exactly do we provide for you? Many Chesterfield residents are noticing more and more water running into their yards during the really heavy rainstorms that are happening. And so this can lead to damage, erosion, and ongoing frustration from those people. And that's really where we come in to help. Through the Virginia Conservation Assistance Program, we offer site visits to understand these concerns and work together to find practical conservation-based solutions to their issues. One of the most popular options we have is rain gardens. If you look at this photo behind me, you can see the water from the downspout is directed straight into that rain garden. And instead of rushing off and causing erosion, it's able to filter through the garden and let that water drain more naturally than what we have now with a lot of our driveways and stuff. So this simple solution not only helps protect the individual properties themselves, but it also supports the health of our local waterways. Suburban conservation, like the work we do through the Virginia Conservation Assistance Program, is not the only thing. It's just one part of what we offer. We also provide technical support and design assistance to guide residents, landowners, and farmers addressing natural resource challenges on their property. In many cases, we're able to offer financial assistance, or what we call cost share, to help cover the cost of those conservation practices that improve water quality. One great example from our agricultural programs offered through the Virginia Agricultural Cost Share Program is the use of cover crops. It's a huge one in our district. These cover crops are like grains and legumes planted after the main harvest, and they help protect the soil over winter. They make sure that the nitrogen is staying in the ground and not running into our local rivers and streams. They not only protect the resources, they also help producers improve their bottom line and really support the conservation of soil nutrients and reducing runoff, which makes sure that they have really healthy topsoil to continue farming in our area. Beyond our on-the-ground conservation, we also are committed to our education outreach efforts. We host events and provide learning opportunities for students of all ages. Supporting Chesterfield means not just protecting the natural resources today, but also investing in the next generation of environmental stewards. And here's how we've put that commitment to action. So over the past year, we distributed more than $1 million to local producers through our district using that agricultural cost share program. It helped farmers implement conservation practices and protect our natural resources and support their operations. We also supported the construction of Virginia's first equine manure storage facility, and this was funded through our agricultural program, and it happened right here in Chesterfield County, the first ever in our state. This is designed specifically for horse owners, and the covered structure itself makes sure that the manure is dry and contained for 6 months, and this prevents nutrients from running off into our local waterways, reducing pollution and protecting our water quality. On the suburban side of things, we approved 18 conservation practices last year through the Virginia Conservation Assistance Program. Residents received over $100,000 in cost share funding to install 18 practices, which includes 6 rain gardens, 8 conservation landscaping practices, 3 permeable paver driveways, and 1 dry well. These efforts help reduce erosion, manage our stormwater, and create more native habitat for our pollinators. So with the recent addition of our full-time education and outreach coordinator, we really look forward to expanding our programming, leading more conservation workshops, and building our impact in the Chesterfield community. In April, our district hosted the Area 6 Envirothon at Pocahontas State Park. Envirothon is a team-based natural resource competition for high school students, and it focuses on natural resources. Students who participate learn stewardship and management concepts and work to solve real-world environmental problems. The team from Chesterfield Technical Center at Hall Street came in first place. We are so proud of them. They did great. They went on to our state competition and they got fourth place in the oral presentation, which is, I think, the hardest part. So they did a really good job, and we're really proud of them. This year, our board added 2 scholarships to fully cover the cost of our youth conservation camp, which is a week-long camp at Virginia Tech that gives high schoolers hands-on experience, learning about our natural resources with other professionals. It's a really great opportunity, and we're really excited to have 4 Chesterfield students going. Our annual poster contest encourages K through 12 students to share their ideas about soil and water through art. Chesterfield students represented the district really well. We had a student from Chesterfield come in first place in the state for the 10th through 12th grade category. That's that May the Forest Be With You Always. And then for the 10th through 12th grade digital poster contest, which is one on the far right-hand side, that student came in first at the state level, and they won at the national level. So we are so happy for them. And this student also is one of the ones that's on our Envirothon team. So they're just fantastic. We're so proud of the students that you guys have in Chesterfield. You have incredible education programs for kids who are really interested in the environment. So thank you guys for that. We also host rain barrel workshops in conjunction with Chesterfield Environmental Engineering. We provide residents with affordable tools and knowledge to reduce stormwater runoff. Participants build their own customized barrels and learn how to use them effectively on their property. We actually have 4 workshops scheduled for the rest of 2025 in Chesterfield, so I'm going to read those for you. The first one is going to be on July 12th at 10 a.m. at the Chesterfield County Fairgrounds. On September 9th at 5:30, we will be at the Beulah Recreation Center, and again on October 21st at 5:30. And on November 1st at 2 p.m., we're going to be at the Midlothian Library doing a workshop. So if you guys want to keep updated on our future events and our exciting conservation practices we have going on, please join our Facebook and Instagram community. We also have a monthly newsletter, the James River Soil and Water Scoop, where you can hear success stories, find fun activities for all ages, and see who's making an impact specifically in your area. Let me know after the presentation if you guys would like to join our community. I'd be happy to give you more information. So thank you guys again so much for your time today, and thank you for giving us a home at the Central Library with Cooperative Extension. We've been fortunate to have Marley help us in our visibility in Chesterfield, and we're just really excited to continue that. And I just want to really thank you guys for your help supporting us in the county and seeing exactly how much we can grow. I'm really excited for our future. And here's my contact information. Please don't hesitate to reach out. Be happy to talk anytime. Thank you, guys.
I have a question, Mr. Chair. So you talked about a horse manure storage facility?
Yes.
Where is that?
It's the western part of the county. There's actually a lot of smaller horse owners who just have like a couple horses on like maybe 6 or 7 acres, and those are the people we are really trying to hit in Chesterfield, working with that equine community, because there are a lot of people out here that have horses, and we have programs that can help pay for, we cover a lot of the cost. A lot of the times it's like 80% of the costs to install those practices. And so to me, it's a no-brainer. If we can make sure a horse owner knows about our programming and is able to access it, that's really what we want to do. So
We have a lot of horses in the Matoka district.
yes, sir.
What do they do with it after?
So they do have to maintain it. It's usually around 10 years, and they'll just utilize that building to make sure that that manure is not just like getting rained on and run off. So it's just storing the manure, making sure that there's a safe place to put it for up to 6 months, and they usually use that or sell that to other people to use on their farms. You know, there's different purposes for that. But
It's great fertilizer.
oh, absolutely. So we work with both sides. We do our like agronomic practices, working with corn, soybeans, making sure people are split applying nitrogen and not just throwing out all the nutrients in the world so that, it's not running off. But we're happy to talk with you more about that.
Best grass I ever had was when a friend of mine gave me a truckload of manure.
keep spreading that word. We'll get more and more manure storage facilities out here.
It's absolutely true, and it's the best lawn I ever had.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me. My name is D.S. Tompkins. I've been a long-term resident of the county. Spent much of my life here. First off, I want to start by saying I am a product of Chesterfield County. I'm a product of Chesterfield County Public Schools. From a young age, I've always been involved in agriculture. It's been a way of life for me. And in the process of doing that, I've learned that growing up in agriculture means you're growing up in the community, with the community. From at least 8 years old, I still remember attending 4-H and Farm Bureau events. This provided me the opportunity to be enveloped in an atmosphere of not only learning, but of lifelong learning, of stewardship and hospitality. This combined with my accelerated lifelong lessons of agriculture teaching me patience, developing my skills and what it really takes to run a business, to develop the skills even needed outside of the farm, when it came to school, when it came to networking. For those of you who may not know, Farm Bureau is a nonpartisan organization. It's a member-based one where it's a mission for farmers, ranchers, and rural communities. And with Farm Bureau is another arm known as Young Farmers and Ranchers, which I am proud to be a part of. They are in the goal of empowering agriculturists from ages 18 to 35. Their mission is in educating, networking, and leadership development. All of these things throughout the years have developed me and prepared me for life. As some of you may know who have known me from high school, from working at the community level with the superintendents, to participating with 4-H from a local extension under Mrs. Gregory, and later on in life working with Mr. Nestor, who I'm proud to call my mentor, in Farm Bureau. A lot of these things have prepared me. For example, it has taken me to the chance of this just past year, I had a chance to work on a movie with Denzel Washington and Netflix. And it's my skills I learned while being a part of Farm Bureau, being on those farms, learning what to do. They called me personally, say, hey, we need someone, looks like a cowboy, talks like a cowboy, but who knows how to work with horses. So I jumped at that opportunity. I learned a lot, made a lot of friends, and a lot of people thought I was from Texas. I said, no, I'm from Virginia. And they said, really, which part? I said, Chesterfield. So you may have some tourism in the future. They're going to be looking for a lot of those horse farms. But along with my experiential learning, there's also been a lot of education. I've had chances to work with the USDA. I've had a chance, just recently, I just came from South America, Chile, where I work with the Extension Service, where I was down there for 3 months, and it was an agricultural exchange, where I got to learn firsthand what they view farming as, their economic structures, and I got to share how we do things in stateside. But it wasn't without Farm Bureau nor 4-H when I've learned these skills of how being able to connect, seeing our similarities. And at the end of the day, one thing I do realize is no matter if it's urban agriculture or middle of nowhere farming, one thing we have in common is stewardship for the land and the importance of working together. And with all this, I am proud to say that through Farm Bureau and through the support of the county, support of the extension, I proudly wear Chesterfield County, and I proudly wear Farm Bureau wherever I go. And when anyone ever asks me where I come from, I tell them I come from Chesterfield County. Thank you.
And you're willing to be featured in a video in the county and at least lend your voice as a narrator for some video?
Of course, no problem.
If you don't mind me asking, what was the movie about?
So it was a Netflix production. It was based in the early 1900s. I believe, if I remember correctly, it's called The Piano Lesson. It was based around the idea of a family heirloom that got lost through time, and it was a story where they just go back and relish and realize the importance of this heirloom. And through, I believe, we filmed it in Georgia, which is funny, but in the movie they'll say it's Mississippi. But this special piano traveled throughout time, and it was a hand-built during the period of the antebellum self. And from this, they show the importance of family, show the importance of holding on to things.
Put that on my list of things to watch.
Has that been released already?
Yes, it has. I believe it came out 3 months ago on Netflix. So if you haven't, oh yeah.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, I just want to thank Diaz. I met him many years ago. He was middle school, probably. I think it was middle school.
Yes, sir.
Dale District. And so I was really proud about what he has done. He's done a tremendous job. And I just want to thank him for being here today and for an outstanding presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just a couple of points in that. As a mental health professional, I've come to believe that we're not on this earth, we're in it. And I think people forget that. And so I'm convinced that maybe a great deal of the mental health challenges we experience is being disconnected from the natural world. So that kind of connected is one way to connect people is to ask a really simple question, which is, where does your food come from? And I think that people forget, well, we just pick it up at the grocery store. Well, where did it come from? And that is, for me, an immediate connector for folks to just be reminded of that. So thank you for the work that you're all doing. My wife just finished the naturalist program at Pocahontas. You could say the Miller family is all in. So I reminded my wife as I was walking out the door this morning, don't forget to water the garden. So thank
All right. Thank you, Dr. Casey, members of the board. I have the honor and privilege of closing the show, I guess, with this one. And just wanted to give you a couple of updates and give you an announcement of a new program that we're starting. But just briefly before I get to the announcement, just talk a little bit about the recycling efforts that we've been doing over the past 3 years. You know that our convenience centers, we've opened up the express lanes in May, and that has been well received, great feedback from the community. Appreciate the support in making that happen. Cuts down the wait time tremendously for our two busy convenience centers. Additionally, we created the community recycling centers at the 7 parks: Dodd, Daniel, Ettrick, Goyne, Horner, Huguenot, and Rockwood. Another great response to that program. We've expanded our container count at Huguenot to 11 containers that are picked up 3 times a week. At Rockwood, we have 12 containers picked up 3 times a week as well. Dodd has 4 containers. Daniel has 6 containers. Both of those parks are being picked up 3 times a week. And when we get into that 3 times a week pickup, that tells us that we're getting great response from the community, great support, that they're bringing the materials to the right place. Ettrick, Goyne, and Horner, we still have 4 containers being picked up. The great thing about this particular program at the parks is that we have someone that is going to check each park site just for the cleanliness. And that is something that we offer that's different, making sure that our sites are presentable to the public. And that's important to note. During our first 9 months, from July 24 through March 25, we've collected about 12,650 tons of recycled material. And that's from our curbside program that we're partnering with the local private vendors, our convenience centers, and our community recycling centers. During that same time last year, we collected about 10,400 tons. So we're on pace to exceed what we collected last year. We continue to see the program grow and grow, and just that increased participation and tonnage. And we're overall we're seeing good material, good clean material, no issues from the vendors. We do have some monitoring systems in place at a couple of the parks, just to make sure that people we're tracking who's leaving the material and when they're coming by there. As Clay introduced earlier, we have Kim Hines here with us with CVWMA, and we continue that great partnership with CVWMA. We've had e-cycling shredding events. Our most recent one was June 14th at Thomasdale High School. We have future events coming up on August 9th and November 8th. Those are on our websites. Again, that's a partnership with CBWMA through their resources that they have available. They continue with their education and community support and in the schools, and just also providing that regional support. So we are in lockstep with CBWMA. But the main feature I wanted to talk about today is another partnership that we have with CBWMA, and that's implementing composting sites at our northern and southern area convenience centers. So we see this as another opportunity to enhance our county's environmental stewardship program. And it's shown on the slide, the middle picture, about 50% of solid waste can be diverted to being compost, can be compostable. So with this program, what we're seeing is we'll provide the community with an option to divert compostable material away from the landfills. Again, that has a positive impact on our recycling rate and our diversion rates that we track in the county. So the picture on the right is a sample of the composting area that we're going to set up, and we're very particular about how we're going to set this up so that we have a clean site. The bins will be lined with bags where people will put their compost material in. The contractor, Nope Composting Company, will come by and pick those bags up. But we're also putting the bins on an elevated platform just to manage reduce the option for spillage and make sure we have a cleaner site. So we are looking to have these in place by August and operational by August. So just again, another option for our community to be involved in environmental stewardship, help with the diversion rate, help with the recycling rate, and we're very excited about that. Any questions that you may have or comments?
I have one, if you don't mind me asking. I'm a master gardener. Do I have the right to have the floor?
Go ahead, let him ask the question.
Okay.
The Master Gardener Program in Chesterfield has an outstanding program where we educate our citizens about composting. We try to do it basically at home, teaching people how to do it in their homes. It probably would be a good idea if we collaborated and see if we all on the same page.
Okay.
And possibly you can help us, and we can often possibly help you.
Absolutely.
Our program is very well accepted, but we just don't get people coming out to the programs as much as we would like.
Okay.
The second thing, I'm a big recycler. I use the ECOF Convenience Center. Most of the people that use that center are seniors. They're having a really hard time lifting those lids.
Okay.
They have to hold them up with one hand and try to put the items in with the other hand. A lot of them have made contraptions that they bring along with them to hold their lids up. If I'm able, I help them, but we have to come up with a better, easier way for our citizens to lift those lids. It's not working. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
That's all I have.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Carroll.
Two things. One, thank you for getting the lanes open. A couple of months ago, I sat on Route 10 for 45 minutes waiting to get in to recycle. It's a big difference for the community now that we have them. They can pull in, get in a separate lane, and go in do the recycling. Because, I mean, as we know, there are a lot of people that are coming in and out of the recycle. So that was very timely. And I do agree with what he's saying about composting. A lot of people could, they don't understand the value of how great that could be, even for their own bushes and plants around their house. If they do their own composting, I've been doing it for years. So thank you.
All right. Thank you.